Good morning guys and welcome back to the channel.
Good morning! And what a fine morning it is. And guess what? We've been up since 5:30.
Can you believe it?
Can you believe it? It doesn't get light till 6:30.
I don't even believe it. I think it's the first time
though.
it does. It feels good.
It's actually nice
fresh.
to get up and be up like an hour before it even gets light. And I just said to Nick, right, let's just have one more coffee. We've had 2 strong ones already. Let's just have one more coffee before we start the vlog.
Coffees are really good for you. They help your cognitive function, make you live longer. Loads of good stuff.
So we're about to have our third and get the vlog underway. Now we've spent the night in a really lush little location, haven't we?
Yes, we've left the lakes of El Chorro, if you're following the last vlog, and we've moved on from there.
Yeah. Thanks so much for all the messages from the last vlog regarding Charlie. There was a lot of suggestions.
Cool maps. And dog. Oh, you like it, Charlie? Look at that. Perfect fit in the van as well.
Yeah. And it's really, yeah, you like it, don't you? It's really good because when we're driving, I sit here and then the boys sit in front. So it's this whole section here, and the mat fits perfectly. So I can cool my buttocks too, as well as the dog sat in front of me. Yeah, because it's 90 centimetres, so it's a bit of a longer one.
He's happy with it, I think.
Yeah, I think he's happy with it. Well, we haven't given it a proper try out yet because we've literally only just picked up. So we ordered this. We had to go back to the house because we had to go and get some oven news, which was very, very good actually.
Hold on, can I just park my buttocks
you can,
on here as well?
You can feel the cold, can't you? You just
yeah.
press it. They're really good. Yeah, good boy.
Yeah, he loves it.
So we had some great news actually this week that we'll share with you in a future.
It's not channel related.
Yeah,
we're not going to talk about it now, but it's kind of life changing for us. But yeah, we'll probably mention it.
We'll mention that in a future vlog. So we had to kind of head back for this. We ordered the cooling mat, picked that up, and then last night we popped back up here to the mountains just to because we wanted to sort of film this little area a
We've been
bit.
meaning to film this area for so long. There's all these beautiful little whitewashed villages perched on the edge of these like mountains or hillsides.
We're in the Serranía
de Ronda.
So the little villages outside Ronda. Now, if you haven't been to Ronda, highly recommend Ronda. We filmed there before. It's an amazing little city, and yeah, we love it. We've been there several times, and these little villages are kind of quite close by in the surrounding area.
So many of them, so many of them dotted around.
Yeah. So let's get that third coffee on the go and show you a few of the views. Fourth coffee.
So guys, this is where we spent the night at a nice little viewpoint with one other little van.
Yeah, and it's just off the road. It's really good actually, kind of hidden from the road. Lovely viewpoint, little walk down this way. And guess what folks, I am going to put the what 3 words to this exact location.
I don't believe it.
Now. I always forget, but there you go.
Lovely little viewpoint, surrounded by mountains, stunning views down either side of this little valley. Whoa, that sun's in my eyes.
Oh look, we have rosemary. Rosemary, is it rosemary?
Yeah.
Yes, it is rosemary. I get my hairs mixed up, but this, oh I love it. Absolute superfood, my friends. Put some of this on everything. Well, I mean, we don't, but you know, it is a superfood. I know, like, what do you have rosemary with? Potatoes, garlic and rosemary, potatoes. Yeah. But, you know, I suppose you could put it in any sort of tomatoey dishes, can't you? lovely. And from here, you can actually see the Rock of Gibraltar. It's a clear day today. And you can see the Atlas Mountains.
Atlas Mountains of Africa.
Of Africa, of Morocco. But there's some low cloud. Can you still make out Morocco? You probably can't pick it up on camera. Is that Gibraltar there?
No, that's just the mountain.
Oh.
It's not that clear.
Yeah,
Gibraltar is probably just about there. This area is incredible with all these beautiful little villages. I'm not going to name all the villages because I can't remember them, but I think this is Al Ghatin. I'll put the name up on the screen now.
That's where we are, just on the outskirts, about a kilometre away from there. And another good thing about this stop, guys, is you've just got like top of the range 4G, top of the range full signal 4G, which is very, very handy for us digital nomads.
But basically we're again on a little bit of a time scale, because down here in southern Spain, Andalusia, in the summer, which we're now in, it gets really hot really quickly. So basically we've got until about 10:30 to get our stuff done that involves being out in the sun. So basically you need to be in the shade after 10:30.
Parked up in the shade somewhere, preferably by a water source, from about no later than 11 o'clock onwards. That's how we're going to kind of roll, because we have to think about the dogs. Me and Nick can handle the heat all day, but obviously we need to.
It's the little pooches, isn't it?
We need to look after the pooches.
So if we need to drive anywhere and get anywhere, we need to get up at 5:30.
Basically, that's our schedule. You see, the thing is with these lovely little cute villages, they are beautiful, but the problem is trying to find somewhere to park. We've literally just pulled into this really tiny car park.
Charlie, you excited?
Excited to see the village.
A bit too excited.
This tiny little, last space in this mini car park. Luckily, the Vinster is small.
Not a bad view though from this little parking lot. If it wasn't so hot, it'd be the perfect place. Too many coffees. If it wasn't so hot, it'd be the perfect place to park up for the night, because you actually watch the sunrise just over those mountains, so over the rooftops and the mountains, watch the sunrise. Beautiful. But I wouldn't fancy trying to drive through this village to find parking.
Well, we couldn't resist stopping here for a little coffee. Look how nice this little restaurant is. It's amazing. They've even got like little crochet, what do you call it, the little triangles. What your mum likes, bunting. Yeah, that's so cool. So we're having another coffee. I know that we've had 4 already, bit extreme this morning. Normally we only have, a couple, but we will have a little coffee here.
Partly because it's nicely in the shade, it's a really pretty restaurant, and it's getting hot quicker. And we said before like 10:30, 11, that's changed to 9 o'clock in the morning.
Feels quite
it's probably
warm.
Like 27
so
degrees.
We would show you around this little village, but we're not. We've just shown you from the road.
From the air, from bird's eye view, vulture's view.
And we're gonna have a coffee instead.
Lovely little cafe for a little stop off, perfect in the morning because the sun's over the other side of the building, so you've got complete full shade, which is good.
It's really pretty. There's a little seating area at the top underneath the grapevines that you can just go up this stairwell, so that'd be a nice little spot for lunchtime, wouldn't it?
And there's a workman coming right now, so we're going to end it.
It's about to get noisy.
About to get real noisy, but lovely little flan as well. I've broken my fast because I don't like waste. Lovely little flan came with the coffee.
He had mine too.
Anyway,
Nice,
yeah, lovely.
Right, 5 coffees down. We're on the move.
Go, 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 go.
Come on, babies.
Go, go, go. Quick stop off. Quick stop off. It is hard to drive down this road or through this range without stopping off so many times because there's so many little miradors, viewpoints looking down different valleys to the coast. Like you see so many little villages perched on the edge of these cliffs or in these little valleys, and you wonder, how do they get there? How do they have roads going to some of these places? Anyway, we need to get on because it's getting hot.
There's some nice blackberry bushes, brambles there. Can you just go and have a look at those berries?
Nice brambles?
Brambles, blackberry bushes. Can you just see if they're ready to be picked?
Either they're not ready or they've dried and shriveled up.
Probably not ready. We'll come back in a month.
I'm just going to interrupt this broadcast to thank today's sponsor of the video, and that is NordVPN. Now, for those of you who don't know what a VPN is, it stands for Virtual Private Network. And there's several reasons to get one of these VPNs. The main reason is to protect your data, especially if you're using public Wi-Fi's, to stop snoopers and hackers from accessing your details. You hear something down there?
I'm not sure. Can't be anyone out there, surely.
In the middle of nowhere. But they could be anywhere.
So we've been using NordVPN for almost a year now, and it's the best VPN on the market. It's really straightforward and easy to use, and not only does it protect you when you're using the internet, but it has quite a few other benefits.
Woo! Basically, you can watch TV from wherever you are in the world. TV from anywhere in the world.
From anywhere.
From anywhere.
Does that make sense? Like Netflix, for example, you can access, if you're in Europe, you could access the Canada,
Australian,
US.
American.
So it basically extends your TV show, film library, any content you can think of.
NordVPN, go and check them out. If you click the link in the description, they've got an incredible deal. 2-year plan.
It's 73% off, plus 4 months for free, which actually works out at only £2.35 a month. I mean, what a bargain.
Who's robbing who here? So sign up for Nord today and keep those hackers away.
How lucky have we been with parking today?
Very lucky. Last spot.
Again.
Last spot again, and it's got a lovely bit of shade. There's a lovely breeze, which is great for keeping cool, not so good for the drone. Had to bring it down sharpish. Yeah. But yeah, let's have a quick wander around.
We are now in the town. This is like the sort of bigger town, bigger village in the area. Probably the prettiest, Castle on the Hill, Gaucine. So we'll have a quick wander around before it gets too hot.
This is basically the last village before you get down to the coast. We're about 700 metres up here, so you get nice views down to the coast.
Yeah.
And it's the last in the range kind of thing.
Yeah, so then you sort of leave the mountains after this. So there you go. See you then. Yes, not a bad little bit of parking, and I'm really happy about this nice breeze. Sorry, Charlie's just dragging for a little wee-wee. Or a sniff, just a sniff. Not sure if it's a wee-wee or a sniff. Just sniffing. They've had lots of wees.
All sniffed out now.
Hopefully.
Glad we cleared that up. You're a bit worried then. You weren't sure whether there's a wee or a sniff.
You know,
we've got that
sorted now. Prepared for everything with the doggies. Are you sure you don't want the 6th coffee? There's a nice little bar there. 6th coffee before 10 o'clock. Oh.
There's a few nice little tapas restaurants around here. Very reasonable. Euro or 120.
It's isn't it? They're only just sort of opening up.
It's a beautiful little village, all these winding streets. Wouldn't want to drive Vinny down here, but loads of little bars, restaurants, loads of little plazas. They've got a thing about geckos here as well, because we have been here before. Can't see any at the moment, but there are normally loads on the walls. Oh, see, that is probably the better mode of transport to get around these tiny little villages.
Yeah.
Everything takes longer than you think, just generally, especially when you've got little dogs that just literally want to sniff everything.
Oh, it's one of their favourite little senses, but look at this
Check out
house.
this.
This is how you sort of block the sun out. It's extreme.
That is just absolutely nuts.
It's like a jungle outside their house. They definitely like their privacy.
Always starts with one, doesn't it? One little cactus, one little flower,
and then the addiction takes over.
Yeah. Similar to Sarah's addiction to coffee.
I don't think we have to wear masks outside anymore in Spain unless there's no social distancing, like in supermarkets you have to and stuff. But quite a few people in this village are, aren't they?
That's the thing in these COVID times, you never know whether you go into a town and it's perimeter closure or it's, you know...
You don't want to upset anyone either, do you? You know, especially as a sort of visitor, you don't want to think... You don't want people to think, oh, these travellers are bringing COVIDs. There's not much chance,
hippies.
But...
Typical. I just filmed that sign for Eagle's Castle at the bottom of the hill and it said 10:30 opening.
What time is it?
20 to 11.
And they said it, they told us at the bottom, they said yeah, go on, go up. They could have told us it was closed.
Oh.
So there you go.
Last time we came to this village we tried to get into this castle. Closed. Typical winter hours.
Just our luck, as usual. You walk all the way up the hill and it's closed. Not to worry, let's go for a beer and a tapper instead. You guys, the castle might be closed, but check out the views from up here. It's pretty impressive. Shame we can't get a bird's eye from the castle.
I knew it was a bad idea taking up. Basically, we're on the top of this castle, there's like a ridge and there's like a channel for this tunnel of wind, and the winds are quite strong today, so took it up and back and then it would just hit that channel and the winds were just taking it that way, and it was just the distance was going 2 meters, 5 meters.
So you were pulling it towards you and it was going away?
I was pulling it towards this way, yeah, and it was just going towards the coast.
Oh my God.
Just like losing control of it. So luckily...
Not illegally, by the way, we could still see it the whole time, but the winds were dragging it not the way we wanted to go. And we were just saying, you get so many vultures here and you see them and they're just kind of soaring across the skylight, getting into these channels of wind.
The thermals.
The thermals, that's the word I was looking for. And it felt like the drone was doing the same thing.
Quite bad when you think, oh, am I pushing it the right way? And the meters are just increasing, but luckily brought it down and then took it behind this like mountain and then got the power.
So it wasn't
back
out of control. We didn't lose control of the drone, but it was a little bit scary, as you can imagine.
Because obviously it uses a lot more battery as well when it's fighting against the wind. So the battery's only half. But
we would have found it.
Well, it could have landed on the road in the distance.
Yeah, we would have just drove around and gone and got it.
Got those and these blooming little birds diving for them.
Yeah, the birds don't like it. Anyway, after that bit of excitement, I suppose we better head back towards the van because it's getting quite hot.
Let's head on to the next location.
Oh, that's stopped on my really ugly foot. Right guys, we are back at the van and we've got a nice little shady spot.
Yes, we have.
To do some food.
But shady, not shady as in dodgy, a little bit iffy, some shifty looking characters wandering around outside. There's no dealers on the corner.
Shaded by some trees.
Yes.
Yeah, so we're going to have a quick bit of food now. And because I haven't shared any kind of food recipe for so long in any vlog, sorry about that. We're going to do like a quick one now-ish. Share-ish the recipe.
You are in for a treat today, you are in for a treat.
We're starving, we've had too much coffee, so we're going to have some very, very we're going to have some very, very special aubergines.
Basically, berenjenas con miel, the translation, because it's basically a Spanish dish. Now, we've had this a number of times in restaurants. Sorry, there's a weird looking buzzy thing there.
Don't worry, Diz.
So we've had this a number of times in restaurants. It's a traditional Spanish sort of snack, and Sarah's pretty much perfected it, but she's had her usual twist.
Yeah, it's quite a twist. I mean, for a start, miel is honey, and we don't have any honey in the van. We have maple syrup, and then I think you would probably have egg with this. We're not using egg, this is a plant-based recipe, so we're going to show you now, guys. Now, first of all, you must prepare the eggplant, the aubergine.
Aubergine.
Aubergine or aubergine, and I mean, we quite often just say berenjenas because we're in Spain, and obviously over in the States and Australia, you probably call them eggplants. Can I just say also, did you know that they are a fruit? They're not a vegetable.
Wow, learn something new every day.
Anyway, so first of all, you've got to start off by preparing them. Now, they contain a lot of liquid, so cut them up, slice them up, and then add a little bit of salt to the top. And then you just got to leave that for half an hour, and that will draw out a lot of the liquid. You could skip this process, but I think it's good to do it, and it's only half an hour after all. So after that, then you have to wash that off because you don't want all that salt, because you use quite a lot of salt to pull the liquid out. So give them a wash through, then pat them dry, and then I just add a little bit of salt afterwards
for flavour,
so they're ready to continue the whole process. So here they are that I've just prepared half an hour ago, and they are ready for action. These could actually be the best aubergines, berenjenas or eggplants you've ever tasted. So we're just going to fry them up. So we're going to get some olive oil. See, quite a bit there, guys. Quite a bit of olive oil in there. Probably going to cook it in batches because they're not all going to fit in the pan.
Oh gosh, thank God it's not a knife.
Are we on a level? Oh, we're not bad actually. We're not bad. Usually the van's like this, isn't it? Every time we're cooking anything, the oil goes to one side or the cake goes to one side. Oh, it is a bit going to one side, but not to worry. We'll manage. We've got one little bowl of just plain flour there. We've got one little bowl of
all sorts of things.
Yeah, so this is basically gram flour or chickpea flour. And then we add a little bit of nooch, nutritional yeast. Then we've got some garlic powder, some onion powder, a bit of salt, a bit of pepper, and some parsley. So that all goes in there. Give it a little good mix round. You could add something else if you wanted. You could add a bit of curry flavour if you want. You can add whatever you want. And then give that a bit of mix round with some water. Put the water in before you mix it or whatever. And then you want to get it to like that consistency. Now, when the recipe book finally comes out, the exact ingredients will all be in that recipe book. But for now, we're just winging it. But you get the idea. I don't think you can really go too wrong with this. So if it's a little bit more runny than that, or a little bit thicker, it's okay. So now for the fun part. You want to dip the slice in there. Get rid of the excess.
Now, if you've just joined, the eggplant is an aubergine or an aubergine.
And then we're going to dip it in the good stuff. Dip it in. And then we are going to, I have washed my hands. I'm going to put it straight in there.
Oh, look at that. And repeat the process.
Now that is actually more oil than I would normally use, but the van is on a slope, so I thought I'd just put extra to make sure they all cook. So you don't need quite that much, but you know, is olive oil. Olive oil is good. So after about like 3 minutes, 2.5 to 3 minutes, you can then just flip the little suckers over. Probably best to use 2 spoons, but we'll just use 1. There we go, that flipped okay. Watch the oil splash.
Ooh,
looking good, aren't they?
Good. Gosh.
Flip them over. A little, what do you call it? Pincers. What are they called? Pincers, tweezers. Yeah, the things that you use. Spatula, no. This.
I'm not going to think.
These, what are those called?
Tongs.
Tongs, yeah. That would work, wouldn't it? Quite well. Probably better,
Yeah,
actually.
really well, yeah.
And then you just want to cook those again for about 2.5 to 3 minutes on that side until they're nice and golden. Alrighty guys,
Ooh.
so here they are. I've just put them on a piece of towel to blot some of that oil before we serve. There you can see, lovely and golden on both sides. Look at those, absolutely
Beautiful.
Spectacular. And then all we're going to do now, before we scoff them...
Don't worry guys, that's not the hot pan that she's just cooked in.
I'm just going to put it on there in case I drop
We
it.
know that cooling mats aren't for hot pans.
Yes, by the way, this cooling mat's really good. I've got it on the sofa now, and I've been sitting on it. It's keeping me butt nice and cool because Charlie's absolutely fine down there. But yeah, so they're not just for doggies, they are good butt coolers. As always, everything mentioned in the video, pans, kitchen stuff, cooling mats is all in our Amazon shop. Anyway, back to the berenjenas. So then I've just arranged them like that, and then you can either have honey or you can get some maple syrup and you just do a little drizzle. That was quite a big drizzle. Never mind.
Ooh.
Like so. And then I like to sprinkle a little bit of nutritional yeast just to make it look pretty. You could also add a little bit of fresh parsley, maybe a tiny bit of cracked black pepper or something like that. Go with the flow, and then you give them to your husband or wife. Or, you know,
Or
eat them
child,
yourself.
or whoever.
Yes, probably not a good idea to give them to your dog. I'm not sure they're dog friendly. And that's it.
Chief taster, love my job. But look at that, it looks like almost a slice of cheese
Yeah,
in
it does
between
actually, doesn't it?
crispiness.
Go on,
Beautiful.
give it a whirl.
Mm.
How is it? As good as normal?
Spot on, you see, it's beautiful. You get all the flavour and the crispiness in the outside, the coating, with the sweetness from the honey or maple syrup, and then mouth watering. They're just juicy and like.
Anyway, you get the idea. This vlog's going to go on and on as usual, but yep. So we better end it here, guys. Thanks so much for watching. Give these a go because we love them and they're really easy to make, as you've seen. And let us know when you make them in the future and if you enjoyed them. And I think that's it then.
Yes, it is, definitely. Anyway,
So-
guys, it's Wednesday today. Unfortunately, we saw Spain go out of the Euros.
Yeah, the
yesterday.
football, but the England match is on tonight and we are very nervous, aren't we?
Very nervous, very excited.
Very excited to watch it though. So good luck with that, England, for tonight, and you'll enjoy this vlog on Thursday, tomorrow. Thanks for watching, guys, and we'll see you all really soon in the next one. Not going to talk about our plans.
She's not having any more coffees, okay, so don't worry about her.
Not going to talk about our plans, but Charlie has been very much better since his little incident, so thank you all so much for
thank
sending
you.
all the lovely messages. We still haven't got around to answering all of them yet, but please, we are very grateful, and we are going to be back in action.
And next week you'll see us who knows where.
Who
we
knows
don't know where
where.
we'll be.
Okay, thanks then.
Take care now.
Bye.
Go on then, yeah. Is that your best effort? Cha!
Let's send down there.